seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of What's in the Box. I'm your host, DeathMetalHero, and with me is a returning friend of mine, Clint Stoker. How you doing, brother?
Hey, so good to see you. Nice to talk to you live. It's been a long time, a very long time.
Yeah, it has indeed. And for those of you that are used to me
Having my echoey intro, I was on the wrong microphone, so welcome to What's in the Box.
See, that's what it was supposed to sound like, but you know, technology being what it is, it's always fun. That yeah, man, it's been entirely too long since we've gotten to hang out. But I know that you're wicked busy, creating comics and taking care of them kids and just life in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been slowly but surely working my way through a stack of stuff I got last year, and Fatal was one of them. And I've been looking forward to reaching out to you to have you come hang out so we can talk, man.
That's awesome.
What you been up to recently? The last time I had you on was for Dracula, which, by the way, like hats off on that book, man. That was a good book. You and Donald knocked it out of the park on that one.
Thanks. That one was really fun to have. Just like we're just doing one story like that. That's all it is. The self-contained. It was really fun. Yeah. So I actually got hired recently to write a short story. Well, recently I got hired in the spring to write a short story. I just finished it about a month ago. So it was pretty fun to kind of brush up on my prose writing skills. Not comics whatsoever.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, so get to do a little bit of something different this time. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really fun. So I'm always, I don't know, always to try to look for maybe one for hire job per year, sometimes two. And I don't know, I don't want to like take on too many, but it was one. It just came at a really good time. It was fun. So I don't know much what else I can say, but when it comes out, I'll definitely let you know.
Definitely, dude. Yeah, let me know so we can have you on new book Who Dis. Get the word out for that one, man. Always like to. I like it when creators get a chance to branch out and do something different. Nobody needs to be pigeonholed as one thing. Nobody needs to get like branded as, oh, they can only do this. They can only write this type of story. No. Need to be widely read. We also need to be able to do a wide variety of projects.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's just my philosophy, being that I admire the Renaissance men being able to do this, that, and everything. I don't know if I necessarily subscribe to the jack of all trades, master of none thing. I have a lot of interest. There's a lot of things that I'm personally interested in. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I want to try my hand at all of them, and I want to get as good as possible at all of them.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like if you said, "Oh, I never write comedy," I can write comedic elements, but I never write comedy. Sitting down to actually just write a comedy it's fun, and you don't know, maybe you're actually good at writing comedy. You just haven't tried it. But this was not comedy, so it was kind of along the vein of like scary stories to tell in the dark.
Nice, dude.
So, I was really excited.
That's
about that.
Awesome. Yeah, you're definitely gonna have to give me a shout when that one's coming out. Because I loved scary stories. Scary stories to tell in the dark. Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah.
I used to love that book as a kid, and the artwork, like the watercolor artwork, the creepy like clown skull that they had on the cover of that one. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and did you ever see the movie that they did? The Del Toro produced movie that they did, like for a PG-13 horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was impressed. Because with the horror movies, like PG-13, it's like, okay, want, but
it's hard. Well, and that's what I like. Scary stories to tell in the dark it's fun because it's scary enough for kids. Do you know what I mean? Like, and so there's got to be some of that out there, because that's kind of what inspires kids to enjoy the genre at all, at all, and mom's okay with it. So
it's okay to be scared a little bit, you know. The fairy tales, the grim fairy tales, man. They were supposed to scare the piss out of the kids so they didn't go running off and get lost in the damn woods and get eaten by a wolf. You know. So I mean, it's good to scare the chitlins a little bit, you know. Give them the proper fear of God and nature and, you know, the wild stuff that's out in the woods.
Yeah, it's like having a little bit of spicy, you know. Everything can't be mild. You gotta, you know, venture out a little bit.
Adds a little contrast to life.
Yeah.
But let's say hi to the chat. We got my co-host on topic list, Mr. Unhinged, Jason Bascom. What's up, brother? 3. That's right, 3. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but sure, 3. Agent Zero's in the chat. What's up? Hail, good to see you.
Hello.
And there's my lady. What's up, Flying Feline? Skull, beautiful. Always appreciate you being here. Hot coffee. And let's see. Oh, and the chat just jumped on me. Hey, we got a Fanta in the chat. What's going on, Fanta? Thank you for being here as well. Everybody is very excited to see you in the stream, man.
It's a rare appearance these days.
Yeah. I'm very honored that you came to hang out, man. I know you're wicked busy and you got all kinds of stuff going on, so I appreciate you taking the time. Hail and howdy.
Totally sound like fun. Yeah.
Ah, man. Well, you know, I've been looking forward to this book, and I know that you know, there were some difficulties, but you persevered. You got the book out. It's in people's hands, and from what I've been hearing, people love it, dude. So, you know, got to celebrate it. We have to celebrate the victories in life, right? You know, we can't just focus on the bad. We gotta celebrate the good.
Yes,
and
I love it.
What's up, Arthur? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well, man. Let's see, scrolling. All right, let's see. Now that I have finished with number 2 of Mr. Muck, I have time to finish making Stabbity Stan. Nice. See, people making stuff in the chat. So, and speaking of getting stuff in the mail, I know that, you know, you're not just a creator. You're a fan of comics. You're a reader. So, is there anything that you've been reading recently? I mean, it doesn't have to be comics, but is there anything you've read recently that's really stood out to you that you've been like, oh, dang, that was really good?
Yeah. So recently I went on a trip out of the country, and it was like I just didn't have access to the internet, you know, as well and all that. So I thought, well, I want to bring a book. It's going to be a comic book, but I need to bring something that I can get a lot of story in one book, you know? So I actually decided to pick up the Dark collection of Death Note. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah,
nice.
So, I mean, I had seen the manga before, but I thought I'm gonna read it and see, you know, what the differences are and how the interpretation is and all that kind of stuff. And man, I had so much fun reading that. I got to get the second volume. It's like 3 volumes in each book, so it's substantial. Cool. But it was really fun to actually sit down and read it.
You know, it's funny. I was working in my comic shop up until August of last year. And while I was working there, I was, you know, starting to pick up some manga. You know, it's funny how, you know, there's a lot more like intriguing and compelling stories being told in manga than they're used to. At least I'm guessing that there always has been. I mean, Berserk's been around for a while, and I'm going through Berserk, you know, little bit by little bit, and I'm digging the hell out of that. It's beautifully illustrated. But you know, I kind of stopped paying attention to anime and manga, like I guess around 2001, I think it was. Like the last thing I watched was I think it was Trigun. You know, Cowboy Bebop and Trigun were like the last 2 anime that I really enjoyed and I watched. But I mean, before that, I loved, you know, going to Blockbuster and renting anime on VHS and, you know, getting ensconced in those stories like Demon City Shinjuku, you know, obviously Armitage 3, Ghost in the Shell, Akira, you know, but finding out that, you know, these are comic books as well. You know, just kind of blew my mind. And Akira is just so incredibly, like, beautifully illustrated. It's ridiculous. So it's cool to see that, you know, people are picking up on that, and that's what the kids are into these days.
Yeah,
like you go to the comic shop now. Go ahead.
No, well, I was never into manga, and even now I've only read just a few books, really. But I don't know, like I think part of it's like the hesitancy of Well, but it's American comic books. I want American comic books to succeed, but it being able to read those and see, hey, this is what's out there and what you can do with sequential storytelling. I think it's only a good thing. So yeah, I've definitely just kind of inched my way into manga and kind of, yeah, I don't know much about it, but yeah, I mean, Death Note so far is awesome, and I have seen the anime, so. But
yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it. I've never read it myself, but I've heard a lot of things about it, and I feel like if we're going to be competitive in this scene, if we're going to be competitive in the comics market, which is now a global thing, you know, it's worldwide, and we've got to deal with manga as well, because that's vying for attention. Video games are vying for attention, you know, TV shows, you know, and movies with great special effects, they're vying for the same amount of attention. There's a finite amount of attention that you know, people and kids have. So if we're going to compete in this market, we've got to be widely read. We've got to know what's out there. One, so we don't copy it inadvertently, and two, so that we can actually tell a compelling story on the same level or better. You know, at least that's my philosophy. You know, but I mean, give me a story. Like, I love stories. Give me a good story. Entertain me. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm always looking for, and I'm always looking for the next place to get stories. I mean, I am an absolute sucker for a good audiobook. I love me an audiobook, man. Like Audible, my Audible playlist is forever long.
Yeah,
you know, and I'm always looking for something new. And you know, sometimes it's because, you know, the story is really good, and then, you know, there's an extra added, like, I don't know, layer when the narrator is really good. Neil Gaiman's Anansi Boys. Yeah, it is an art form. Yeah. Absolutely. Neil Gaiman's Anansi Boys. It was a solid novel, but I don't know that I would have enjoyed it as much had the narrator for that audiobook not been as skilled as he was. Like, dude just elevated that whole book for me. You know, like, made the characters really come to life and be real for me. You know, I mean, when you're reading a book, you know, you hear the characters and you see them in your head and whatnot. But, you know, who doesn't like to be read to? I mean, I used to love the old shadow radio plays. You know what I'm talking about? Like, Orson Welles. And I mean, love that kind of stuff, man. I love more. I want more of that. Audible did the Sandman series. And it's like a full cast, and head and shoulders better than the Netflix adaptation. Like, they actually got the source material and they stayed close to it, and everybody, you know, really embodied their parts. So it was great.
That's awesome.
Let's see. Fanta, he's coming for you soon for you. Gonna make a stabby Stephanie. So there. Oh God, we got a lot of stabbing going on in the chat. Y'all be kind to one another up in there.
October, okay? I guess. Huh?
Yeah. October brings it out. It's the stabby season, apparently. What's up, Jimmy? Good to see you, brother. Another one of my co-hosts on Topic List, and also got an awesome book, Dragon Rage, Crown of Fire, currently funding on Indiegogo. Beautiful looking book. I mean, Jimmy is just you know, up in his game art wise and storytelling wise. So, you know, again, you know, we're people create and making good stuff, man. I love it. Well, he could use it. Busy working, wanted to say hi. Appreciate you being here, Jimmy. Thanks for swinging by, man. But yeah, I just recently got Terror in the Trenches and Psycho Killers from Vaughn. Had him come and hang out for What's in the Box, and damn, Vaughn just keeps kicking out the jams, dude. I swear, like, he's just on fire. I don't know if you got a chance to read either one of those yet. But
yeah, it's funny because Terror in the Trenches, I got to read the first several pages of a draft of the script. I want to say it was the first draft, maybe it was like the second draft.
Nice.
And he's like, I just have this idea. I think it was before he ever even said anything about it. So I read it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like really earlier on. I read it and it just stopped at basically the scene where he's in it was a pharmacy. And you know, the explosion happens, and it was an old lady in the version instead of the
instead of the old man.
No, there was the villain. Like, now it's like a bombshell babe, but it was an old lady initially. And so it was just funny because there were little things in how I imagined, you know, how it would be drawn. And
Yeah.
I mean, it helped being Monica McCagney, right, on the art.
Oh, Monica's
Because
fantastic.
I've already seen the art, you know, in Monster
Yeah.
MD, and so it was
Another one of my faves.
yeah, it was like kind of how I was imagining it. So, but yeah, it was cool to just see some of the changes, and then he does a good job of some just really good deep research.
Mhm.
You know, the sawback blades and
Oh, yeah.
you know, even the little terror leaflets, I guess, that were in New York in the
Yeah.
70s or whatever. Just little touches like that were really fun, and they weren't in the script, but the version that I read anyway. So
Yeah.
it was just really cool to see that whole thing come together. See him do a superhero story is pretty rad.
Yeah, man. He definitely knows how to pull from the things he's experienced in life. You know, adding that verisimilitude. My audience knows that that's one of my favorite words, but I mean it's true. Being able to pull that stuff from real life to add it to your stories like gives it that extra breath of life. It makes it feel lived in. You know, these worlds that we create have to feel lived in. They have to feel real. Otherwise, it's just a hollow pastiche, and nobody wants to read that. So yeah, I'm always excited to get a Vaughn book and get a chance to read it. I also I opened up Mary Boy's Beefheads from Chubb. Oh my God.
Also
I read that
excellent.
book. I read that book before I went to bed that night, and man, that book had me rolling, just laughing my ass off at that book. Just so good. So good. Chubb, again, that verisimilitude, like that world feels lived in.
Yeah.
Because he's adding his experiences, living in the UK. And seeing some of those the rundown, seedier, towns, and just like the people, and just it's just really good. I actually had to message Chubb and be like, dude, I enjoyed every single story in that book, and just like he has one with a convention, AsboCon, and that just chef's kiss on that one. Just just great. Just every story was fantastic.
I really think he's the biggest. He's so underrated for how talented he is.
100% agree, man.
I don't know. I just feel like his really big break is coming eventually. Like he's just gonna be everywhere. He's so talented.
He really is.
Story, everything. I love it.
And he's one man armying it. He does like the entire book himself. And he's got his wife Monica helping him, do the marketing and like selling the books and running the eBay store. But as far as like making the book goes, like he's doing that whole thing himself, and I'm super impressed.
Yeah, killer, man. Excellent taste in books.
Thank you. I mean, I like to think so, but I've been reading comics since I was about 3. My dad got me into them. Before I could actually read, Spider-Man, Batman, and the Fantastic Four. Those are the first 3 books that I was given. And, I learned how to read because of them, and my mom teaching me with flashcards. But so comics have just always been something that's been a part of my life. Stories. I mean, they started a love of reading, in my life, and Eric Boyd is talking about the Shadow radio plays here. Great to find them on YouTube, listening while doing some art. Yeah. They're fantastic, man. And being read to as a kid made me appreciate radio shows like that as well. So it's just, again, it built a love of stories and books and reading in me that has continued with me. I like a good story. So Unhinged says Jimmy might be 3'6", but draws at a 10-foot level. Yes, that is true. That is true. You're just happy that there's somebody shorter than you, Jason. Thank you for dropping that link, Feline. I appreciate it. That's the link to the campaign. Jason says he likes pistachios. Yep. Various salamanders are good. Are you sure you're just blind, Jason? Are you kind of going a little bit deaf as well? Uses it every time he possibly can. See, yes, I do. But it's so true. Damn it, these worlds got to feel lived in. Otherwise, they're hollow, and nobody likes hollow. But yeah, man. I guess I'll go ahead and flip the camera here. But first, if YouTube will cooperate, we'll see. I'm going to run the trailer for Fatal here so everybody can see what we're talking about. And then as I'm opening the book, I'll have you tell people what the inspiration was for
We've received a transmission from the planet Thandra. Shall we give it a listen?
I'm calling you because my planet is sick. And not the monarchy, not the royal guard, not a single person on this spinning rock seems to care. It started gradually. First, it got into our heads.
I love that image.
By the time I realized something was wrong, by the time I woke up, they were already here.
Marley!
Things look perfect at first glance, but that's how the aliens work. That's how the invasion starts. A slow boil. I'm calling you because I can't trust anyone here. You're off planet. You're a professional. And I'm afraid we might already be dead.
Flynn? How shall I respond?
Oh, yeah,
Let's
dude.
suit up. Let's suit up.
Dude, I love that trailer. It's been a while since I've watched that trailer, but damn, that is a
Me
good
too.
trailer. Who did that trailer for you?
So I did it, and then I called Vaughn and said, "Hey, will you do?" I wrote a script, I edited, cut it all together with the music. Vaughn, will you do the voiceover?
Nice.
He did the voiceover, and then he said, "Hey, I think I can add a little bit more to this editing wise." And so he came through and made some of the pictures and stuff move a little bit. So
Nice.
like he really helped it a lot. So it was a bit of a collaboration.
He's fucking good at those trailers, man. Like he just
only getting better too.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's got a knack for it. It's just it's crazy good. But yeah, man. Thank you for dropping them links, Feline, and listen to the Wise Feline. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Jason says, I like Hollow. It's a good song. Yeah, but we don't want our stories hollow, Jason. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and flip my camera around here and go ahead and tell everybody what the inspiration for Fatal was. Where did you come up with the idea?
I mean, this is one of those things, like Fatal would not exist without Charlie. Just seeing
I miss Charlie.
I haven't even talked to Charlie in a while. Every once in a while he'll shoot me an email, and he's still working on head sketches, so he's getting close. But
yeah,
I
mean, real life always comes first, man.
100%. Yeah. But yeah, he sent me over some pictures. It's so long ago, I forget the order of events, but I saw some images he drew. There were like pieces for Marvel. It was Iron Man, things like that were in his portfolio. And then he sent me over what would be pictures of Flynn, in action. I was like, well, who's this guy? He's like, it's my own character. I have no name for him. I have no plot whatsoever, but there's just this cool guy, and all I want is for him to get off this planet. Like, there's just a reason why he needs to get off this planet. So it was such an interesting process. He drew something like 8 pages of an action sequence that you see in the book here towards the beginning of the book. And from there, we sort of workshopped out what the plot would be, the characters' names, and sort of started to build out this world. We from a writing perspective, this was all done Marvel method. So
oh wow, okay,
yeah. So we planned out how the story would go and outline, and then Charlie just went for it, and he would turn in pages, and and in some cases he wasn't even like, maybe this could go at the end, maybe this could go at the beginning. And so there was a lot of kind of playing around with it as far as the sequences went and everything. And Once it was all finished, I knew just the vibe we were going for was very like much leaning into the comic booky. It's just gonna be fun. You know, it took itself very seriously, but at the same time, you know, it was just reminiscent of comic books of old that didn't take themselves seriously. So
right,
um,
just good, clean comic book fun.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
Look at that, you guys. That's fucking cool.
Awesome poster, yeah.
Yeah, I love the scale on display here.
Yeah.
You know, you get the feeling of a futuristic, you know, otherworldly, you know, almost cyberpunk style city.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man. I
mean, talk about lived, and you see these cars or you know flying cars in the background, and they look so squished and cartoony, and yet everything looks so real. Like it's, I don't know, it's like it's not realism, but it reads that way. That's what the way it comes across to me. It's, I don't know. I love his artwork.
Charlie's got a great balance of the ability to cartoon, but also have you know, do the artwork with serious gravitas. You know, that image that I always love, the one that you made the T-shirt out of, which ladies and gentlemen, I got the T-shirt a long while ago. It's one of my favorite T-shirts. I recently moved, and now I cannot find my T-shirt. I spent a couple hours looking for it today, as a matter of fact. So yeah, you don't happen to have any more of those, do you? Or are they all gone?
I've got a few. What size are you? That's
extra large. Yeah.
Well, let me see what I can do.
Okay. All right. You just let me know, like, you know, how much I need to send you, and I'll do that, because I absolutely love those shirts, man. It turned out great,
awesome.
and that image has so much mood and so much character in it that it's one of the reasons why I love Charlie's artwork so much, is just because he's able to do, you know, the fun action, you know, and have the cartoony aspect of it, but it also has that gravitas, you know, that serious nature to it.
Yeah. No, it's so fun, and just going through like writing a Marvel method and seeing the facial expressions as they would kind of go together. It's like, oh man, like I get to put the words in their mouth now, you know, with these expressions, and so that was just really fun.
Extra large, not anymore. Actually, extra large still works for me, Feline, because my shoulders are so broad. Yeah, I started out this year at what she's referring to is I started out this year at 250 pounds. I'm now down to 206.
Hey,
so
congrats.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I feel much better. I feel amazing. But yeah, you know, the extra large still fits my shoulders, but you know, I'm able to squeeze into a large now, but yeah, it's a little squeezy on the shoulders here. So yeah. So extra large is still comfortable. You know, it's not super baggy on me. So yeah. This card turned out great, man.
Yeah,
see, this is what I'm talking about. This kind of stuff right here. If I can get the camera to focus. Yep. No. Not doing it justice. That's great. Thank you, camera.
Yeah, he had so many little black and white sketches, and this was one. I mean, this is a page from the book, or a portion of a page from the book. But he had so many that I thought, I want to do a trading card set that's just this black and white kind of stuff that people don't see. So this is the one from the book, one of the most, you know, epic moments in the book. It's just
it looks like a badass right here.
Totally, entirely, yeah. It's just so cool. But some of the other ones that were in the wax packs, trading card wax packs, there's some other little sketches he did just really early on.
Nice.
That, you know, they were never part of the book or anything, but I just thought these need to live on somewhere. So
yeah, people need to see these, and yeah, man, I'm glad that you did something with them. That way people can see them. We got a badass bookmark here.
Yeah,
that's a perfect image for that bookmark too, like that vertical slice right there.
Yeah, but this was like it's a good splash page from the book. This is the first one that he colored completely. And so, you know, like Charlie, we had several colorists on the book, but Charlie colored this one himself, and a few others himself. But it just looked so cool to me to have I mean, you can even,
man.
yeah, I mean, it just has everything on that bookmark. You can see the full page in the book too.
Scale here. I love it. I love the perspective on it.
Yeah.
What's up, Mike McMahon? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for coming to hang out. Let's see. What is up? So glad to see Sweet Comics. Match made in heaven, Clint. Just saying. Absolutely, man. Thanks for being here, Agent Zero. Bow, he says. Absolutely. And then nice little high quality sticker of my favorite image.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure I'll have more favorite images, but damn, I love this picture, man.
It's so good.
Such a cool picture.
It's got
just the mood.
Yeah. The mood, exactly. I was gonna say it's moody.
Yeah.
There's little details you can kind of get lost into, and so it's kind of, I don't know. I just thought maybe we'll try that on the sticker. It looked fun.
It looks good as a sticker.
Yeah. And
the book itself. Look at that. Yes. It turned out beautiful.
Wraparound cover.
Yep.
So there's
nice
one
spine.
Usually I have to write the synopsis on the back, but on this one I couldn't because I didn't want to cover the wraparound cover.
Oh no, not when you've got artwork like this, man.
No.
Not when you got something as epic and badass in scale. Like, wow. Let's see. Maybe I can open it up just a little bit so you guys can see it. So there. You can see how it wraps around. And the printing came out great on this book, man. I like it.
Thanks. I tried out a new local printer this time that we were really excited about doing comic books. They've done all sorts of things, but this is their first time doing comics. It was like explaining variant covers to literally anybody that's not a comic book fan. They're like, what?
What does that mean? Oh boy. Yeah. I can imagine. So we're gonna do the same interior, but just the cover is gonna be different. We're gonna do a whole print run with those as well. It'll be smaller though.
But why would you do that?
Because it's a variant cover. But that doesn't make any sense. Yes, I know, but this is comics and this is what we do. So
yeah, get on board, right?
Signed. See, signed. Yes, love it. Oh man. See, there it is. There's that image right there. Absolutely love it.
Page 1.
Yep. I'm so glad that you put that on a shirt, man. Like, just made me super happy. And the shirts were wicked comfortable too.
I was
nice and soft.
Yeah, I was really happy with how the shirt quality turned out. It's nice. Nothing's worse than having a big boxy t-shirt.
Yeah, and sometimes when you get a t-shirt, like the material is like super heavy, and like the screen printing on the front of it, it feels like you're wearing like a piece of plastic on the front of the shirt. And so I live in Florida. It gets hot and humid here. Yeah. So you go outside in one of those shirts, your chest is immediately just soaked in sweat, and you're like, wow, this is really uncomfortable. I am not enjoying this.
Feels like you're wrapped in plastic wrap.
Basically. But yeah, the shirt's super comfy. It breathes really well. The screen printing on top is nice and light, so you barely feels like it's there at all. And the colors turned out really vibrant too. This is great, man. The colors are just popping. They did a good job printing this. Oh wow, you guys look at this. Look how badass Charlie is.
Yeah,
love that.
Any moment is epic. Just him drawing two people sitting around a table drinking tea would make epic.
Yeah, well, I mean that's why you hire a quality artist like Charlie to do a book, because he can do that. Oh, that's badass. See, I love stuff like this, like the perspective, not just on the buildings in the background, but like on the characters. It adds an epic feel to it, the shots and the framing. So you said you did this Marvel method. So the composition of the page, did you just kind of basically say what was supposed to be happening and let Charlie kind of roll with what?
Yeah, honestly, there was a lot of as far as the story went, we had an outline we worked out together. He would let his muse take him, and so some of the things like I hadn't planned on that, but it's awesome. Let's go, let's go with it. So
Right.
I really want to make sure he gets credit for how much of this story he did. I mean, all the words on the page I wrote,
Right.
but as far as the plot goes, a lot of people, they'll say with Fatal, it's the book that starts and won't stop. I mean, it's very fast-paced action, and that was Charlie was so into making it just, it was just floored the whole time. So I love that panel at the bottom with that.
Yeah, me too, man.
Slime dripping in his face.
I mean, it's claustrophobic. It gets the feeling, it really plays with the feeling of that creature is right up on it, and then the audience gets to feel that claustrophobia, that stress.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is fantastic storytelling, man.
Yeah,
I cannot wait to sit down and read this, and I don't want to spoil too much for nobody.
Yeah,
I love this page too. I've always loved this image.
Oh, yeah, the stakes on every page, the stakes are so high. Like just any given page as a story, it's like, wow, how is he gonna get out of this? How is he gonna get out of this? Every page. Having the robot in there that floats around, Eldridge, was one suggestion. I was like, Charlie, I need somebody that he can talk to,
right,
more to interact with. And so we created this character Eldridge that's throughout the book, and he was just, it was just so fun to have the droid talk, like Star Wars or any other space opera. It seems like just having these different species and stuff, it was so fun. Man. He has such a unique look on the world too. It doesn't look like anything else that I've seen.
Looking at these pages, it reminds me of you remember the original Heavy Metal movie, where they're on like the space station and you got like the dude with the big chin. I think Bernie Wrightston did the original comic in Heavy Metal that it was taken from, but it reminds me of that story, like Charlie's artwork, like the hands in particular, the way he forms things. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Yeah, that's what it puts me in, and the styling. But yeah, this is great, man. I am super. There it is. There's the bookmark page.
Yeah.
That is epic, man.
See, in its full glory there. And the little panels too. I mean, it comes down to like, usually you're looking at, hey, a really professional comic book. They're making these inset panels perfectly square. They look. But Charlie does the exact opposite. Like, look how squiggly all those lines are.
Oh yeah.
There's almost like he's channeling some element of Dr. Seuss in there, and
it fits the whole scene, because this is a chaotic scene here, because there's a few of them that are like square here at the beginning, like these two, and then this has a square border, but then it starts breaking out and it starts changing. And about here, it's like, oh shit, the shit's popping off. It's becoming shit just got real. And so this adds to that kind of like when you do a Dutch angle on things, it adds to the anxiety of the scene. It adds to the feel of it.
So it's like a better version of shaky cam.
Yeah. I love this right here. I should raise my prices.
Yeah.
Because his shirt's getting ripped. Oh man, this is great, and then it goes from this scene where it's epic and there's all kinds of shit popping off to these two over here, and notice the panels go back to square. Because the scene it's shifted. The scene is shifted to a calmer place.
And this is the glitzy, like old Hollywood. It's reminiscent to me of just old Hollywood. And they're, I don't know. It's just such a fun combination of concepts that he put together as far as the art goes. But yeah, one scene going right into the other, like it was so fun.
Nonstop, man. Listen, comics are a unique medium. They're kind of haiku in that you only have a certain amount of space to tell the story. So sometimes you ain't got time to take a breath.
Yeah.
What's up, Edwin? Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming to hang out. Yeah, man. this is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, and these are some gorgeous chicks he's drawing here.
Yeah.
And here's a beautiful 2-page spread for you guys.
Yeah, that one's iconic. Gosh, I still remember the first time I saw this double-page spread.
Wow.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. And you know, the body, you know, doing scenes like this, especially like a shot like this where it's a big room and there's a lot of people, getting the room to feel in perspective and feel real, and then having everybody feel grounded in that room, doing something different so they don't look like cookie cutters, so they don't look like, you know, the same person just duplicated over and over again. You know, and each body has to have its own posture, its own attitude, its own, you know, its own body language, for lack of a better term. So doing scenes like this, it's not easy, you know, to make it feel real, make it feel lived in.
Yeah, and this is a good example of, technically the pacing here slows down drastically. We're not in the action that you can see it out the window there, you know, in contrast to the cool blues and inside this building. But I mean, just this, there's so much to look at. You know, eye candy, quite literally. But like, you're usually looking everywhere, and it tells so many stories that I mean, I think that's part of the reason it feels like you're just so actively reading this comic book, because there's just so much to see.
Yeah. Visually entertaining, you know, visually stimulating on all fronts. And Jason says, sometimes you don't have time to take a breath, but sometimes you got to let things breathe. It's a never ending battle. Exactly. Got to have the ebb and flow of the story, you know, gotta have that contrast. Otherwise, you know, it sounds like one note throughout the entire thing. You know, how do you make a song? You know, you gotta have changes in notes and pitch. You know, you gotta have the ups and downs, that contrast. All right, one more page, and then I'm gonna close the book so you guys can. Now, question: is this book still available? Can anybody get this book from your website?
Yeah, so right now the book is technically the campaign is still open, so I'd say that's probably the best way to get it. Yeah. And I thought, you know, I'll leave it on Indiegogo and we'll just see what happens. When you get so little sales over time, I don't know what the exact number is, they'll shut it down themselves, and I kind of just wanted to see what that would be. So every now and again somebody backs it. But yeah, I'd say that's probably the best way to get it right now.
Okay, well then you guys definitely need to go grab that book from the campaign then. And Feline actually dropped the link there for you guys. So go ahead and click that link and go grab this book, because it's absolutely beautiful. And you know, obviously it's done. I have it in my hands, so it won't take long for it to be in your hands either. And as you can see, you can get the beautiful poster as well. So they can, I guess that means they can still order the shirts as well, or did you close the shirts down?
The shirts are closed. I only have a few left, and they're kind of random sizes. But yeah, so again, let me check on the XL.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I mean, I'm sure it's around here somewhere, but you know, just in case I've misplaced it, because you know, I've done something like that before. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't say no to another one. So
having a fresh one's nice too.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Well, and again, they're super comfortable shirts, and I've been doing laundry today, and I've actually got a stack of my shirts that I've gotten from various campaigns, like indie comic campaigns. Got my Terror in the Trenches shirt, my Psycho Killers shirt, got my She shirt from Billy Tucci. You know, let's see, what else do I have there? I got my black and white shirt from Art T-Bear. You know, the black and white with Vampirella.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, you know, I've got quite a. I mean, I love screen printed tees. I used to design T-shirts for a company that did screen printing. So I love seeing designs. I love seeing artwork on shirts, and plus, you know, I still make shirts with my website and whatnot. So I'm all about a good quality T-shirt. Usually oftentimes they will end up with the sleeves cut off, just because I seem to be allergic to sleeves. I blame the heat down here in Florida, but you know, But yeah, as a matter of fact, I bought 2 of the Mary Boys t-shirts that Chubb did just so I could cut the sleeves off of one and have one in pristine condition.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Well, you're maintaining the important part at least. So the sleeves they're optional.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the sleeves can come off. I mean, and I've got a lot of old shirts that I've had for a long time, and some of my larger shirts, like I've got a bunch of 2XL shirts that are just absolute, balloons on me now. They're huge. So, slice the sleeves off, and it's now very metal. Because metal singers always have the sleeves cut off, and it's a really baggy t-shirt. So it fits with my aesthetic, Yeah. Yeah. But dude, I am so excited to jump into this book. I cannot wait to read this. So will there be any more Fatal after this book?
Yeah. So that's the plan.
Nice.
The reality is it's gonna take a long time. And that's just getting through this campaign did not go how we thought it would. There were a lot of issues that came up, but those are, I don't know, it's just such a cool story. Seeing it put together that like the plans to do another one, but I'm not going to be launching a campaign any soon because we gotta get farther into it before we go to launch.
Sure. And making a comic book is not easy, and it requires a lot of time, effort, energy, and money. They're expensive to produce because you're paying for artwork, you're paying for printing, you're paying for editing, you're paying for lettering. I mean, it's an expensive thing to do. But when it comes together and it hits, man, it is a unique kind of alchemy, and it's a gestalt of all the good ideas come together, crystallized into this amazing thing. And when it works and when it's firing on all cylinders, hot damn, it's good shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Hey, what's up, Morm? Good to see you, sir. Thank you for coming to hang out. This is actually the writer on the book that I am currently penciling and inking for Shattermare Comics.
Oh, very cool.
Called Mercenary Guild. Sign up is currently live, and there will be a unique and exclusive trading card for that. Clint Morb says, "Love Downcast."
Thank you. God, I mean, I always love. I mean, people reading the books. I love that. You hear back just feedback from people who are reading the books. I love it. So thank you.
Yeah. It's always nice to get that feedback from the audience, man. That way that you're reaching the people that you're trying to reach.
Yeah.
Because I always say we write for us first. We have to entertain ourselves first. But it's always nice to know that the audience is there and they're like, "Yeah, man, this was great. Totally vibed with this. It hit me on all fronts." It's just a reinforcing of, okay, cool, I did tell a good story, because we get up in our heads and we think that we're doing a good job, but having that outside perspective to say, yeah, you done good, man. This is good shit.
You never really know until somebody else reads it. But chances are if you think it's awesome, you're excited about it, there's somebody else out there that does too. So
that excitement bleeds through. Whenever you have a creative team that is excited about what they're doing and what they're creating, that always shows through every time. And I mean, just looking at this cover, you guys, look at the cover. That cover just screams passion and excitement. And I mean, hot damn. I mean, I could stare at that all day. And again, Charlie is just a master of that perspective, that coming right out at you in your face.
Yeah, I have asked him, how do you do that? Like, how do you set up a page to draw in these crazy like most of the things he draws, it's fisheye or close to fisheye, like wide angle lens.
Yeah.
He just does it. He eyeballs.
Comes naturally.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just excellent. Yeah.
It's incredible. I mean, and that comes from, years and years and years of, doing the artwork and understanding comics. Looking at the pages in here, especially this opening scene of Flynn going after these critters, this shows an intrinsic understanding of comic books, laying out pages, story flow, and, keeping that tension,
Yeah.
And man, I cannot wait to read that. I will probably read that tonight. As I said at the beginning, you got to be widely read, but it also helps inspire and influence. Like you got to. I get to hang out with so many amazing, cool people, so many talented people in this scene that it inspires me to, work harder, to get better at what I do. And in order to continuously be inspired, you got to read, you got to see what's out there, see how other people are telling stories, see how they're handling problems, with storytelling, because sequential storytelling is not an easy gig. Making sure like from one image to the next actually works. It's a challenge, man. So I'm super excited. I'm so glad that everything got worked out and the book is finally getting into people's hands. I know that shit happens, life happens, but as long as people get the book in the end, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah,
and that they enjoy it.
I'm hoping, the memories of having the book, now that it's been we're approaching a year since I shipped out the books. I mean, not quite yet. I think was it January or November? I don't remember. I think it was January actually. So, but it already just feels, the weight of knowing that there's this late book, and I can't wait to, get it out to people. Like that has been erased. I mean, we're working on some of those sketches and getting those out and things, but
right.
But having the book finished and out to people, and then as people still are coming out and saying, "Hey, I got the book. I finally got around to reading it." I mean, yeah. I mean, it seems like every other week I hear somebody else has cracked it open and started reading it. So
good.
Yeah,
that's fantastic, man. Yeah, that's got to be a great feeling. Just a huge weight off your shoulders. And it's beautiful, man. I mean, it's here in my hands. I'm looking at it, and the colors just popping. So nicely printed. Morb says, "Luke, introduce me to Clint someday. I'm Irish and love Dracula." Yeah, man. That Dracula book that he and Donald did is great. I hope you were able to grab that. Now,
it's fun.
You're speaking of the Dracula book and your other stuff like Downcast. What's in the future for you? I mean, we talked a little bit about what's going on with Fatal, and that there might be some more. What's next for you currently?
So Downcast 4 is in production. I launched the campaign exclusively on my own website, sweetcomicshop.com. And
Nice.
we're making the book, so we're getting toward the end here. I'm always hesitant now to say like how close we are, but the vast majority of the pages are finished, and so we're in a really good place on that book. So I'm looking forward to getting it finished, getting it shipped out here in the next 2-3 months. Shipping and everything, printing and shipping. But the book, I'm really excited about it. This will be definitely my longest series, having 4 graphic novels of a sequential story. Like it's
awesome,
kind of crazy. Man. Yeah, I mean, we're hundreds of pages. I'd have to count up exactly how long the story is, but
nice.
So yeah, I'm really excited about it. I've just fallen in love with those characters, and we're working on getting that out. Beyond that, I've really got my eye on writing another novel.
Nice.
I've written a couple, and I've got one that I think it needs to be a novel. So I haven't started exactly writing that one. I've got some plotting and stuff like that, but I want to sit down and just really delve in and write that novel. So after Downcast is finished and fulfilled, I'm gonna take my turn writing some more prose, but
awesome.
We'll see beyond that.
Yeah. Currently, what do you enjoy doing more right now? Do you enjoy writing comics more, or do you enjoy writing prose more? Which is more fulfilling for you?
I mean, comics are pretty hard to beat. There's some things you can do with prose it's nice in that, hey, I have complete creative control. It's really testing my ability to write, because it's all resting on how well you write.
Yeah.
Having said that, I mean, comics, you know, they're so expensive to produce, and it takes a lot. There's so many moving parts, but they're so rewarding. So, and I'd say comics is probably my first love still, but there's, you know, every once in a while I gotta get a novel out. So
oh yeah, you know, I mean, some stories work better as novels. You know, some stories are meant to be comics, some stories are meant to be prose novels. You know, you have to be honest with the story that you're telling. You know, you got to tell the truth with the story, and sometimes the best way to do that is, you know, prose. Sometimes the best way to do that is a comic book, you know, getting those ideas across. That's awesome, man. I dropped the link for sweetcomicshop.com in the chat. Y'all go check that out. If you have missed any of Clint's books, go ahead and grab that. And you can go ahead and get Downcast Volume 4. You ever going to collect all of them into like an omnibus at some point, you think?
I don't know. That would be pretty awesome to do. A lot of people are asking that with the 4th volume. They're like, I'm going to wait for the omnibus. I don't know that that's going to happen or not. The reality is, if it does happen, it's going to be at least like 10 years from now,
right?
that I'd get to that. But I mean, it would be pretty cool. I'm tempted to I'll kind of delve a little bit into you know, custom bound comic books. I don't know if you've been into that world at all.
No.
But, oh man, it's
wow.
It could be an addiction for sure. But yeah, you're collecting single issues or you know, trade paperbacks. You're cutting them up and laying them in order, and you send them off to a bindery, and they bind them. And so I have thought,
oh wow,
maybe I'll try. Like it's doable enough that I could just do one hardcover omnibus just to see what it would look like, you know, or you know, at least a concept for it. So, but yeah, we'll see. I'd love to someday do an omnibus. First, I definitely want to finish Downcast. And you know, and yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Well, that's cool. How many Downcast stories do you think? Is it like a continuing thing, or is there a definite beginning, middle, and end to it?
It has evolved a little bit. I mean, this past year has been pretty tough in the world of crowdfunding, and so I don't want to take too much for granted. My goal is I want to do a little bit more with Downcast, but I think, you know, the 5th book could probably round it out. I don't have it plotted out or anything, but I mean, that's a really healthy story. So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you gotta go where the story takes you. You know, it's a journey. You know, it's not necessarily that's the destination. You know, it's all about the journey, getting there. So, you know, you gotta tell the truth with the story. Morb says, Clint, sign up for Mercenary Guild. You won't be disappointed. Lute's art is banging and my writing is worthy. Great characters and lore and some rock and roll action. Yeah, we're having some fun on that book, man. I'm having fun working on the pages.
You have a pre-launch page?
Yeah, we've got this one right here, Mercenary Guild sign up. We've got an email list, and there's going to be an exclusive trading card for that. But says, who would win in the fight, Mercenary Guild or Dracula? Drax got his work cut out for him. I don't know. Drax a pretty badass character, man. You know, Malchus, Bane, and Zeth might have to work extra hard.
All right, I'm signed up on the list.
Awesome, so. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Says, buy Downcast now. I have all the issues, even a signed issue, and thanks for that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, man. Well, is there anything else you want to say about what you got coming out next, or Fatal before we go ahead and wrap this one up?
No, I mean, just with Fatal wrapping it up, I know there are people like, I don't have my book yet. I ordered a sketch cover, or not a cover rather, but just a sketch, a sketch from Charlie. There were a lot of those ordered, and so
that's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah. So Charlie is still working on those. He is way over halfway done.
Nice.
So I think he only has something like 12 sketches left to do. I'll have to check in on him again, man. But yeah, once those are all finished, he's gonna ship the whole lot out to me, and then I'll ship it out to individual backers. So I'm looking forward to getting those out. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna flip through those.
Oh yeah, I mean, you gotta take a look
see all the different sketches he did, because he's
fantastic.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I know that he's not going to skimp on those sketches, so that's why it takes time. Quality takes time. You can't rush good quality. So Morb says, thanks, Clint. It's a huge honor to gain your interest. I love your work.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, chat. You guys are amazing. Thank you for hanging out. And Clint, always good to talk with you, brother. I appreciate you taking the time to come hang out with me. And guys, we will see you next time on What's in the Box. Later.
It seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the fucking box?